Well, hello again everybody, it's time to try out my Flake King 500 airbrush adapter thingy. Now Mr. Ginge and I have had a read through the instructions that come with it. They do recommend their own sort of binder material to stick the flake on, but I have watched other videos where they just use a clear coat. Now we can't really spray 2K clear coat at the moment for various reasons, and it's pretty grim outside, cold and wet in the garage. So as you know, I've been using this aerosol clear. Someone has recommended me a better aerosol clear, but I haven't got any yet. Anyway, we're going to try just using this as a sort of the same sort of drill, a light coat to give it some sort of tack, give that 7 minutes, then give it a flood coat, then go over it with the Flake King, and then maybe shake off any excess flood. I don't really know. Different people seem to have different approaches to this, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try just a little bit on this black card. I've got a bit of black painted steel that I want to spray on properly, but just to set it up I'm going to try with this black card. I've got the compressor here under the table. Mr. Ginger's keeping an eye on it, and it's currently set to shade over 30 psi. Now from what I'm reading we have to significantly reduce that, so I'm going to start off probably about 5 psi I've heard recommended. I don't know how accurate this gauge is. Let's leave it about 10. Because of course what we're trying to avoid is a pressing of the button and just dumping the whole pot of flake in one go with a big sort of blast and filling the room with a giant sparkly unicorn fart. So yeah, here is the Flake King, and I think the first thing to do is to secure this adapter into the sort of receiving nozzle of it, I'm guessing. So there's a little screw under this jar, and that just locks it in to that groove, I think. So let's do that. You don't want to over tighten that. Let's just check it still fits onto the, still fits onto the airbrush. Yeah, that 5 psi not doing anything for us though, is it? Yeah, that's well, that regulator that has just dropped down to 0. Not that easy to adjust for very low pressures on this. That's back to 10. Right, we're getting something out of the airbrush, and with the Flake King on, oh yeah, that sounds a little bit more, doesn't it? So yeah, hopefully that isn't too much. Let's try that. Right, I think we're ready to screw our jar of flake, and this is the same jar as the jar that comes on the Flake King. So if you buy Flake King flakes, you can just screw them on to the adapter, which is pretty neat, isn't it? Now this goes on the front here. I guess like that. Well, we'll see. So I'll fix that on there. And yeah, I guess we're ready to go. Put all this out of the way so I don't get flake all over it. Now the flake of course is quite expensive, so And one of the advantages they tell me of the dry flake is you can collect the old flake, or the flake that doesn't stick on, and just pour it back into your pot and reuse it. So I've got this stainless steel tray to catch the flake. Unfortunately my easel is a bit big, so I'm not sure that won't really work like that. If I'm doing a steel plate, I can just prop the steel plate up in the tray. That should work better, but I just want to try it on this bit of card, black card first. So our extract here is running at full throttle. I'm not going to do this whole bit of card, I'm just going to do a little bit along the top, just to give us an idea. Right, we'll give that 7 minutes and then we'll hit it with a heavier coat and then straight in with the flake and see how that goes. Actually, though, that's drawn that back pretty quick, so it's only been probably 5 minutes, but that's dry to the touch, so let's go right ahead. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty nice, I think. Right, I now have my steel plate. This is painted matte black. No particular reason I used matte, it's just 'cause it's what I had. So let's give that a sort of tacky coat and then leave that. I think that will need the full 7 minutes. Righto, now the flow coat and the flake. Right, it's had 10 minutes, so I'm going to give it another flow coat just to seal it in. Right, and one more coat for luck, I think, because we're going to have to sand this off with 600 grit paper. Well, there's actually been very little overspray of the flake, but what there is stuck in clear coat in the tray, so it hasn't really worked to collect the flake. But I'm not too worried because there hasn't actually been much wastage. The coverage, I think, is reasonable, certainly for a first attempt. There are a few patches, but I think once we've done some artwork on there, you probably won't notice. And in terms of what we used, it's been pretty economical as well. There's only probably about 5mm gone out of the top of that bottle of flake. So I think as far as packing it away goes, we can just take the bottle of flake off the bottom. Get the lid on that straight away.
It's very weird living with somebody who talks to themselves.
Is that right?
Indeed.
And then I think you can just blow this through to get rid of any of the last remaining flakes in it. Maybe crank up the pressure a bit. Crank up the roof.
Sorry, there's lots of stuff going on in my head today.
there we go. So there you go. My first attempt at metal flake with the Flake King 500. Well, that's all for now. If you enjoyed it, press like. Subscribe if you want to see some more. And ring the bell to be notified when we upload something new.